Alexa, what's the weather today?
Currently, in Caddo Mills it's 34 degrees Fahrenheit with partly sunny skies. Today, you can expect mostly sunny weather, with a high of 62 degrees and a low of 34 degrees. Also, there's a freeze warning in effect until Tuesday, March 17th, 9 a.m.
Okay, I got my greens on. Looking good. Hey friends, welcome to another vlog. And if you're new here, welcome in. My name is Lo. Friends, we actually do have some new friends that have joined our tribe, our little friendship circle. So I looked at the subscriber count and it's steadily climbing, and my views are, numbers are climbing. So I'm so excited about that. Really am. But anyway, welcome welcome to our new friends. So new friends, in this vlog, I give you the lowdown on everything lifestyle, fashion, home decor, and garden, with a little bit of laughs in between. We sprinkle some laughs in there. So, just some real content. So today y'all heard the weather, and yesterday was more dreary. Today at least it has sun. Oh, look at those birds on the top of the house, y'all, just sitting there perched together. Aww. Anyway, I like this kind of a blah mood. I think it's because I'm doing things that I really don't want to do. I'm forced to do because the weather is so cold outside. Can't really plan anything right now. But that's going to be lifted tomorrow. So I'm back outside tomorrow, y'all. And I cannot wait to show y'all what I am planning for the front yard. I got my little Pinterest board. But anyway, I'm gonna show that to y'all when we go outside tomorrow. So today I'm just, in the kitchen. I'm cooking some collard greens right now. I was talking to my neighbor the other day, and they're big foodies. And we were talking about soul food restaurants and things of that nature in Dallas. And he mentioned that having some collard green egg rolls. I've never had collard green egg rolls. I have never even heard of it, for real, y'all. So when I heard it, I'm like, oh, that sounds so dang good. I think I need to try that. So I went on Instacart, ordered everything. I got the collard greens in the bag. I didn't get any fresh collard greens from the market or anything. So these collard greens came out of bad collard greens. I do have some collard greens in my freezer that I grew, but I promised those to my mother. So I'm going to be taking those to her when I go down to San Antonio in the next few weeks. So anyway, I got the turkey leg up there simmering, and I will be adding the collard greens and the spices and everything to the pot here momentarily. But right now I'm just sitting here drinking my decaf, or half calf. Drinking my half calf and eating my little sandwich that I made, y'all. I just be putting stuff together. I had some pepperonis left from when I made the homemade pepperoni pizza. And so one of my other neighbors across the street, she sells bread. So I bought some of her sourdough bread, sliced that bread, grilled it, put some mild cheddar with my pepperoni and an egg. So good. So good. So I'll eat this. I'll eat a cutie. I have some yogurt. And then I'm going to make some, what is this chicken called? It's where you use chicken thighs with the skin on it. You fry them in the pan, in the skillet. Add your seasoning, and you add a Dr. Pepper or Coke. So good. Anyway, I'm going to cook that with some vegetables, and then I'll have that. And that'll be my OMAD meal of the day. And then I also, let me show you this. Excuse me, though. I also ordered Another paint by number. And this one is not as like tedious as the other ones. I can knock this out in a day. So I got this guy. I don't know if y'all can see it. I got him, and he's gonna go up next to the ladies that I have, and with the color scheme and everything, he's gonna fit perfectly. So I think I'm gonna knock that out today. And I got this frame that I'm gonna put it in. I think I'm gonna try. These frames have like a plastic covering on the top, but I think I'm gonna try to just frame them without. I'm gonna take the plastic off, and I'm gonna like glue down the border of the frame. Well, glue down the frame, and I think that gives it more of an artistic type of look. Like it's, you know, the painting, because I just feel like, and then the plastic, it kind of turns colors. I have one up there that's kind of turning colors, but so I think I'll do that as well. Oh, this week, y'all, I'm sorry, I ain't even offer y'all none. I'm so sorry. Y'all have about this one. There you go. Anyway. I reached out to a photographer, a local photographer. And she called me back and we had like the greatest conversation. Like the connection and everything. So she's coming by the house tomorrow so we can do a in-person consultation, and she can kind of look at my home, because I wanted to do the shoot like in my own space versus going to a studio. So we're doing it's a branding shoot eventually, but I like to kind of see the person's work. Like, I know they put up a portfolio and everything, but and that's nice, but I like to see the work on me. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do headshots first. I'm going to do headshots for my consulting practice that I own. For those of you that don't know, I have a consulting practice. It's called Smoots, Soft Skills Training and Consulting. And then also, friends, I rebranded my Etsy shop. So I had an Etsy shop. For those of you that didn't know, I had an Etsy shop that I opened during the pandemic, and it was geared towards sorority inspired gifts. So I started with my military sorority, the Keys, Kappa Epsilon Psi, and because I wasn't a member of Sigma Gamma Rho yet. And I had just such enormous support from my sorors. And I had a really good time making those gifts. It was like a boutique type Etsy shop, meaning I only made a few, like whatever the shirt, the graphic tee would say. I only made a few of them, and then I would phase it out, and then I'd make another one. So that way, another design. So that way I'm not getting bored. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't like walking around with like everybody having my stuff on. Some para should, be unique to you and your personality. That's just what I think. So anyway, I've gotten away from doing the sorority inspired gifts, and now I'm focusing more on my wellness tools. Now, I did a video showing some of the wellness tools that I have already created, and they are live published on Amazon. I'll link that right here so you can see that video. So I'm so excited about it. I'm going to be entering into some vendor events for the spring and fall, y'all. I'm happy. Like, I am so happy. Like, let me tell you, friends, when God orders your steps, when you listen and you follow the steps that he's ordered, when you walk down the path that has been lit for you, man, so many amazing things happen. And, I'm guilty of, the Lord telling me to do certain things or putting it on my heart and saying, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do this over here. And those things that I did, i.e. getting my real estate license, that wasn't what the Lord had for me. And it didn't even feel right when I was doing it. But I did it anyway. I spent all that time, energy, and money. The most expensive part was the time. I got my real estate license, passed my tests. And I don't know, for those of you that know, like the Texas test, it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Nothing against the other realtors in the other states, but Texas real estate exam is very, very challenging. They're all probably challenging, but so yeah, I did that, and it just wasn't even like aligned with me. It didn't feel right, therefore it didn't go anywhere. Like I just kind of let it fall by the wayside. But when the Lord told me to get my teaching certification, years I ran from that. Y'all, I ran from that for years because I didn't want to take a pay cut. And I'm like, no, sir. I'm going to do this over here. I'm going to do this over here. And it got to a point where every door shut. Every door was closed for me to walk through, except for the door to becoming an educator. And so I did that. I said, okay, Lord, let your will be done. And it was an amazing journey. And the things that happened after that, just, I can't even put it into words, y'all. It's just a feeling. So if the Lord places something on your heart and orders your steps, all I can say is follow him. And you will have so much peace. But okay, so what was I saying? I was telling y'all about the vendor events, the Etsy shop. And I'm relaunching my podcast. So I launched the podcast and I really wasn't ready. I did one episode. It felt good to do it, but I didn't have the right equipment. And, I was just kind of like trying to figure it out. That means I need to put my collars on. Trying to figure it out, So anyway, more to come on that. But I'm going to go ahead and finish eating my sandwich and drinking my coffee and cooking these collard greens. So I'll call you back. So while that's over there cooking, go ahead and start on this. Okay, friends, so I got the black done. I think I'm just gonna focus on the top, his hat, and then take a break, and then I'll come back and do the bottom half, and then his face last. So just a quick note, if you do these painting by numbers, sometimes, I don't know if you can see, let me see if I can zoom in. You see those numbers so small? And sometimes that can like give you a headache for me. So what I do is I just look at the picture and you see right in here, I don't know if you can see that, where it's the different colors. What I do is I just eyeball it. And, you know, I just paint it accordingly like that to make it look like the picture because I just don't have time to be trying to strain my eyes. And then too, you know, you make it your own. It does not necessarily have to be exactly identical as the picture. You kind of create it and make it your own and use the picture as like a guide. So anyway, I just wanted to pop back on and share that little note with you. I'm going to go ahead, like I said, and paint the top of his hat. And then I'm going to take a break, run to the mailbox. Probably my greens are done. They're cooling off. So, and I've already drained them and chopped them and everything. So I'll probably go ahead and assemble the egg rolls. I'm going to share them with my neighbor. So yeah, I'll call you back. Okay, friends. So not all paint by numbers are created equal. This is like the worst one I've ever received, worst one I've ever purchased. So first of all, the paint is horrible. It does not cover the numbers, as you can see. Good thing I didn't throw away the paint from my last kit. I still have it like right here. I've had to mix up some of the paint. And although these colors are not as vibrant as the colors in this paint set, as you can like see, like the yellows and the oranges, you know, it's not as vibrant. It's supposed to be, you know, like a tropical vibe, whereas this is more of a earth tone vibe. I've had to mix it because I just don't want to see numbers throughout my entire painting. So this really sucks. Like I'm not even enthused. Like I'm not motivated to even finish it up. It's just so horrible because I'm just imagining like all the rest of this, like, ugh. So anyway, I'm about to wash up, clean this space up, and roll me some egg rolls. I'm just so disgusted. Okay, here's my first batch of cauliflower. Okay, here's my first batch of collard green egg rolls. I think they look so delicious. Time to taste it. Okay, so I'm gonna taste one. And so I'm gonna taste it without the sauce first. So I saw other people made like a sauce with theirs. I didn't make a sauce. I'm just gonna use this chili sauce, sweet and chili sauce that I use for my spring rolls. So I'm gonna taste it without it first. Here we go.
Oishii!
Not bad. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the egg roll wrapper is much, much thicker than the lumpia wrapper. But, okay, now with some sauce.
Umai!
Mmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yo, this on point. The only thing I would say is I need to put a little bit more for the next batch, a little bit more collard greens in there. Because I tasted a lot of egg roll. Tasted the collards too, but I think the egg roll was a little bit more powerful, meaning the wrap. Okay, y'all. Oops, again, I didn't even offer y'all none. I'm so sorry. How rude of me. But anyway. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to take a few across the street so my neighbors can taste it. And then I will call y'all back.